Hello, dear colleagues. I'm Anton Gridasov, an expert in 1C ERP methodological and support and documentation team. And let me briefly introduce the main capabilities of 1C ERP for purchases, sales, warehouse, and logistic management. I'll consider a simple set of core operation processes of trading company. And such processes as planning, demand fulfillment, financial results and cost calculation, financial accounting are not in the scope of this presentation. To manage purchases and sales, we need information about our business partners, vendors, and customers. We can use only one register, counterparties, or two different directories, counterparties and partners. Counterparties is a legal entities of enterprises and entrepreneurs according to their state registration. This information is state and official registration documents. The partners is a list of vendors or customers according to a company's business-specific classification. For example, if our partner incorporates several divisions, each of which is legally registered as a separate enterprise, when we can make only one entity in the partner directory and several entities in the counterparties directory. This option can be enabled in a CRM and marketing settings panel in menu, master data and settings. You can see this panel on the screen. We also can describe the terms of purchases and sales. These are the general rules that help ordinary employees to interact with a business partner without additional approvals. The terms describe prices, discounts, payment schedule, taxation, delivery, etc. Contracts defines legally fixed agreement. Contract meets the terms and maybe specify them. Using terms and contracts can be enabled in the purchase settings panel in menu, master data and settings. You can see it on the screen. Warehouse management and program can be based on using warehouse nodes, advanced scheme, or implemented without them, simplified scheme. Warehouse nodes register the actual execution of warehouse operation, receipt, shipment, as well as posting of surpluses, shortages, and so on. Using the warehouse nodes, warehouse transactions are registered independently of financial transactions and posting of invoices. If the nodes are not in use, when the moment of goods received to the warehouse is considered to match the moment of registration of vendor's invoice, and the moment of issue is considered to match the moment of invoicing to a customer. To use warehouse management, the option multiply warehouses and warehouse management should be enabled in the warehouse and delivery settings panel in menu, master data and settings. We can separate warerooms within the warehouse. For example, different warerooms operate in different temperature conditions. Wareroom also can be allocated for organizational reasons, separation of material responsibility and independent registration of warehouse documents. To determine the exact position of placement of goods in warehouse, we can use storage bins. Depending on working technique, we can allocate storage zones. For example, it could be a manual selection area, loader work area, high-rise stacker work area, and so on. A set of bins with a certain put away and picking strategy is a storage area. Program provides following options to use the storage bins. First, do not use. This is the simplest way to store. A specific location of a goods in the warehouse is not determined according to information system. Second, use a reference address warehouse storage of products. Warehouse bins are used as reference information. For each product, we can define a fixed bin or several bins to store. However, our inventory is recorded in the warehouse or room as well, not in certain bin. And last one, use storage bin for storage of remaining products. Goods are stored in the bins, and inventory accounting is carried out by each bin. Advantages of the last option. Automatic placement of goods in storage bins, according to program. Algorithm of placement take into account the characteristics of goods themselves, size of packaging, for example, standard size of bin, or strategy of joint placement of goods in one bin, etc. Using this storage method allows to quickly find goods in warehouse. Program calculates the optimal route for picking. Also, we can obtain accurate data on the number of goods stored in a certain bin and carry out inventory in bin without stopping the warehouse process as well. You can control the process of filling the cells, determine the free cells, optimize usage of warehouse space. Now let me show warehouse structure setting in our application. List of warehouses is in menu master data and settings section master data, warehouses and stores. We already have several warehouses. Let me show the setting of central warehouse, for example. At the first tab, we can choose the type of the item, wholesale warehouse or retail store, business unit, what the warehouse will belong to, a responsible person, price type to be used in inventory documents. The second tab contains the setting for warehouse management parameters. There are options for using good receipt and good issue notes, as well as notes for discrepancies. Also, you can see rooms usage and storage bins usage parameters. Rooms usage is enabled for this warehouse, so we should set the list of rooms and set storage bins parameters for each room. Let's take, for example, room named commercial goods. As you can see, storage bins and storage zones are in use for this room. The list of storage bins, storage zone, and put away strategies can be opened by corresponding links at the top of this form. To manage the procurement processes in 1C ERP, the following documents are provided. Purchase orders means the commitment to supply goods. The statuses of the document indicate the stage of approval of a purchase. Having a confirmed order, we can plan delivery and manage receiving of goods to a warehouse. Vendor invoice. Posting of this document in the program means the legal registration of transaction and transfer of ownership of the goods. In case of discrepancies, we can use also the document discrepancy report following receipt to manage this discrepancy. Program provides goods received at warehouse workplace with a list of expected inbound deliveries. Based on the order, warehouse keeper creates a good receipt note. During the process of receiving, the warehouse keeper changes the status of this document. In case of using the bins for storage of remaining good products, warehouse keeper additionally creates put-away jobs, and warehouse workers pick goods from receiving area in warehouse and move them to certain storage bins according to this job. Now let me show how to register purchasing in one ERP application. Let's place vendor to register. Open vendors list in purchasing menu and click Create button. The partner registration visit is starting. Enter public name, email, specify access group, supplies, relationship type, its vendor, and also enter the address. Go to the next step. So we have registered a partner. Click within counterparties to enter the legal information. You can specify the country of residence and enter a registration code, legal name, and working title. Also, you can fill in addresses and other contact information as the next step. And now you can save the data. Now let me show how to register the terms of purchase. You can give any name or description, general terms, for example. Let's choose what contract is required. We can specify the steps of payment. For example, specify full prepayment. We can also specify warehouse to be used by default. And also let's specify the price type. You can add a new element using the plus button. Now register the contract. I remind you what this is legal information. Enter the number and the date of the contract. Specify our unit. Specify account receivable, account payable settings. Set the classification for accounting analysis and other settings. Create purchase order in menu purchasing purchase orders. Create new one. At first step, specify the vendor, our company, terms of purchasing, contract, and warehouse to receive the goods. Second tab, specify the goods, quantity to buy, and price. Specify delivery date. Also, we can specify delivery method. By default, it's vendor delivery. Post purchase order. After vendors confirm, change the status and post it again. Now open the good received at warehouse workplace, warehouse and delivery menu. You can see the order we just posted in the list at the top of this panel. When a truck arrives, a warehouse keeper can create the goods receipt node for this procurement. At first tab, specify the wareroom and inbound area. Post the node with the status in process. After checking the goods, specify the actual quantity at tab goods and post the node with the status accepted. Now the goods are in bound area and we need to move them into storage bins. The housekeeper can create a put away job in the workplace at the tab Put into storage bins. Select the lines with the goods to be put away and create the job. The program automatically selects the bins to place the goods according to the put away strategy. Successfully completed the task, the housekeeper posted in the status posted with the status fully completed. Receiving the vendor's invoice, register it in menu Purchasing invoice received. We can see the list of our confirmed orders. Register invoice using information from the order. The purchase is completed, and the manager is able to close purchase order. Commercial proposal document is intended to registration of a formal offer to a customer. The customer's needs are gradually identified with the offer of various options as part of the sale process. Sales order means the commitment to deliver a certain quantity of goods on a certain date. The status of a document indicates the stage of approval and execution of delivery. Document also provides the fulfillment action, such as to supply, reserve at warehouse, ship. Having an approval order with goods ready for shipping, we can plan delivery and manage shipment of goods from warehouse. Customer invoice. Posting of this document in a program means the legal registration of transaction and transfer of ownership of the goods to a customer. At the same time, the customer's debt arises as well as value-added tax is charged. Delivery can be carried out by the customer, the carrier, or the company's own transport. We can set the deliveries option in the contract or in the sale order. In the case of delivery by our own transport, we need to assign a vehicle for transportation and to plan delivery. Based on a sales order, the logistic manager should create delivery order. The program provides for it delivery orders workplace with a list of expected outbound and inbound deliveries. The delivery is planned separately for each vehicle. Information about vehicles, including the registration plate, carrying capacity, drivers, and so on, is entered in the vehicles directory. A program provides an issue goods from warehouse workplace with a list of expected shipping. Upon the truck ready for shipment, a warehouse keeper decides whatever it's possible to ship the goods and create good issue node based on a sales order. And as usual, we use the status of a document to manage the process. In case of using the bins for storage of remaining products, it's required to pick the goods from storage bins and to transfer the goods to the outbound area. To do this, the warehouse keeper creates picking jobs for warehouse workers. The process of completing the picking jobs is also indicated by status. For example, status fully completed means that all goods picked and placed to the outbound area. And now I'd like to show how to manage the sales in the application. We need to set the master data, register customers at terms of sales, but let me not to talk about this in detail since it's similar to vendor's registration in terms of purchase, what we recently did. Now let's place the sales order in menu sales orders. Create a new one. Specify a customer and corresponding counterparty for our company division, terms of sales, contract, and warehouse of shipment. At the top goods, specify the goods, quantity, price, and so on. Also specify the delivery method. Let's take, for example, our transportation service to customer. Enter the address and our delivery parameters. And post the order with status for fulfillment. When goods are available in stock, set the action ship and post the order. Now we can plan the delivery. Open the workplace delivery orders in warehouse and delivery menu. In the list at the left, you can see deliveries to be performed. Let's create new order. Specify the vehicle. Drag and drop our planned deliveries to the order. And we can post the order with status quoted. Now let's open our good issue from warehouse workplace and warehouse and delivery menu. You can see the order to ship in the list of the top of this panel. Warehouse keeper can create a good issue note. This good for shipment must be picked from storage bins and placed into an outbound area. You can create a picking jobs on the top, picking from storage bins. The program automatically assigns bins along the optimal route. When goods are picked from bins and moved to the outbound area successfully, a warehouse worker posts a job with status fully completed. Warehouse keeper posts good issue note with status to verify and pack and carries out this process. After that, warehouse keeper posts the document with status verified. When truck arrives, the warehouse keeper specifies the delivery order. On top goods and post the note with status to ship and allows loading process. Completing the shipment, post the note with status completed. Now open delivery orders workplace. After the track departs, the logistics manager posts the delivery order with the status shipped. And next, upon delivery completed, post the order with status delivered. After that, sales manager will be able to close the sales order. In case of discrepancies, we can use the document customer invoice dispute to manage them. The document posts the actual quantity and allows to choose the discrepancy treatment method. For example, in case of shortages, we can supply an additional amount of goods. Let me show it in the application. Let's open the sales document list, find the document in dispute, use generate button and place the document customer invoice dispute. Open the tab goods and specify discrepancies and discrepancy treatment method. Let's choose the option register. At the main tab, we can specify how to register these discrepancies, set register credit note, agreed by parties, post the document with status being processed, and then we can issue the documents. The program provides various reports that allow you to analyze the volume of sales, current balances, the status of settlements, etc. The reports are grouped by sections, sales report, purchasing report, warehouse reports, as you can see on the slide. Inventory is accounting of actual amounts of good and correction goods remaining balances in the program. The program provides the document inventory count sheet to manage good inventory and posting the results. The status of a document indicates the stage of inventory process, prepared, in progress, recording results, and finally completed. In case of discrepancies, we can count them as good misgrading, write shortages of, record surpluses goods received, and also we can record the damage of goods, that is write quality goods of, and register low quality goods. To do this, the program provides corresponding warehouse acts. The program also provides a wizard to prepare these warehouse acts automatically. Let me show it in the application. Let's open Workplace, Warehouse and Delivery, Inventory Count Sheet. Select the warehouse, the room, and then create the document. At the tab named Goods, fill in the list using the button Fill in by picking, and post the document with the in progress status. Now you can print the inventory count task and perform the count process. When count to be completed, post the document with entering result status and fill in the actual quantity. For example, post the document with completed status. Now you can create warehouse acts using the warehouse acts wizard. Specify the period and go next. This step allows us to set misgradings, and we go next. This step allows us to prepare write and off acts for certain companies. Let's specify the companies and press next. The acts are prepared. If you have been using our program for a long time, then please pay attention to new features in version 2.5.6 and older. Now you can choose how the price is assigned. Single price for commodity item, ability to assign individual price for each variant or even variant attributes, ability to assign individual price for each branch, ability to assign price for individual packages, also to use specified price type for warehouse, store format, partner, terms of sales. New pricing calculation methods and interface changes. Now I can use different breakdown for accounts receivable, accounts payable analytics. In particular, to assign an accounts payable with a contract or sales order, but accounts receivable with uncertain invoice, for example. You can reassign prepayment from one order to another one. In cross-currency calculation, the prepayment rate is maintained. It's also possible to set off the payment previously recorded as prepayment to the specific invoice. In the payment schedule, you can now specify several lines for prepayment and credit payments. New report. The report is used to stimulate sales by the warm calls method. Based on information about past sales, the report helps to divide all customers into segments, depending on the probability of a repeat sale. For each customer segment, a list of customers with phone number is displayed, so you can use it to call customers who are likely to buy something again. And that's all from me for now. Thank you very much for your attention.